ones, and as long as Eddie can deal with the Manus Riders, and he has Absent Charm, Utter End, Murderous Cut to deal with those. And he can also apply a fair bit of pressure, early game, starting with a Herald of the Pantheon and Herald of the Pantheon, making his retreats cheaper, and Nissa to like grind out card advantage. And I think the later the game goes, the more it favors Eddie, which is weird because he's not the League Through Time deck.
All right, we have Kenny joining us for winning in coverage since he drew in.
Hopefully.
No, you're locked.
Yeah, you're locked.
Because you get 13 points, and the only other person who can get 13 is Hornung.
Yeah.
So we have Absent tokens versus...
The Oblivion Sower seems like an interesting addition.
It looks like he's like trying to get the most advantage out of his retreats.
Yeah, he's
by like getting all their lands and fetches.
He's also playing the land that lets you get 2 lands.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, the blighted woodland.
Yeah.
He's playing 3 of those. But he's not playing a whole lot of basics for that. He's like playing 8 basics total and.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of basics.
Yeah, that's a lot of basics.
That's a lot of basics for a non-ramp deck.
For a 4-color deck.
Yeah, I don't know how. Is this a 50-50 matchup, or does it favor anyone?
I think it favors Eddie slightly. Like I said earlier, Hornung has Crackling Dooms, which aren't great against tokens. He's got like Impulses and Just Got Charms that are not great against tokens. Eddie doesn't have like Gideons or anything. He just has things that have already done their value and they're in play to be removed.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sideboard, I think he has to rely a lot on Radiant Flames. His Felidar Cub is going to have to do a lot of overhaul. I didn't realize the first time Eddie was on that he had a Herald of the Pantheon, and that's the 2/2 that makes enchantments cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so his retreats are 2 and 3 mana.
See, I actually think it's the exact opposite. I think Hornung is favored in this matchup. Eddie has the Oblivion Sower is good, I guess. The retreats, he has 8 retreats, but they're 8 cards that don't do anything. And the way to enable a faster retreat is with a Grizzly Bear that Mark's deck can just handle Grizzly Bears very handily. So
what was that? There. Okay. All right. So Mark will be right back. He has to go sort his deck.
Oh no, he's just gonna hand it to me.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna sort it.
Oh, that works too.
Okay.
But yeah, like
we'll see how it pans out. So we have
does retreat say when it landed the green retreat say gain 2 life or 1? So I think that could be
it's 2 life,
yeah.
Or a counter. Yeah.
All right, so we have a Soulfire Grandmaster from Mark.
Yep.
And then we have a Warden.
It looks like Mark is.
It was a turn 1.
It was turn 1 Warden
because he went tap land
go. Yeah, I know Eddie's got some full art lands that are like confusing.
Obviously, Hornung didn't have a.
Well, I know he does. Oh, never mind. I thought he slashed it or something.
No, he has a.
Oh wow.
I don't think he's worried about slashing it until he tries to level it up.
Yep.
You want to try and extract as much value out of it as
you
can.
Went. Yeah, he went Dragon Man.
And see, this is exactly what I'm saying. Like he has a retreat, which is going to be fine. But I mean, look at the board that Hornung has. It's not like a commanding board.
Well, he
already
has both of his Soulfires. Like it's
and
those are the only 2 in his deck. So he has like this aggressive draw. And I don't think he has a Manus Rider in his hand.
Yeah, he would have played it.
He would have played it.
Yeah,
instead of Dragon.
Well, no, he couldn't. Not on Mountain, Prairie, Mountain.
That's a Plains, I believe, or is it a mountain?
No, those are both the same mountains. He has 2 mountains in his deck, and those are the only basics he has 2 of.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you can do lines like Hooligan's Command, Dragon Master Outcast.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like with the Outcast.
Now we have a man.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Okay. Yeah.
Now he's riding dirty.
This is gross.
Yeah, I don't think Eddie can come back from this. It doesn't matter what his draws are.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to have like fetch land into
cards that aren't in his deck.
No, he has fetch lands.
Well, yeah, no, I know.
He's gonna have to have a fetch land into a siege rhino to try and stabilize.
Yep, and
then he's still just super weak to Crackling Doom or Utter End, and that Warden is still just gonna be a 1/1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Warden can't block, and I'm surprised Eddie didn't just snap off a block on that Dragon Master Outcast.
Yeah.
maybe he's valuing it higher, or he knows something that I don't. He's just trying to make it big with the retreat, which I don't think he has time to do.
Yeah, I think he just thinks that he wants to not lose a creature because he wants to feel like he needs a board presence.
Yeah, I think like the line that gets good for Eddie is it like it involves an Oblivion Sower getting a couple like fetch lands from Hornung a bit later.
Next turn if it's
it can't be next turn.
I mean, it'll be good if Hornung has a Tasigur and has to exile 2 of those lands out of his graveyard because the Oblivion Sower can get those as well. So he'll be able to get like a bunch of lands. Oblivion Sower gets all lands that are in exile, not the ones that it exile.
Yeah, it's
so
really
like
good
if you dig or anything like that, you can get those lands as well.
Yep.
I didn't really look at that card twice.
All right,
but I think a win for him in so he's got a Nissa here, so Nissa's gonna probably pump itself with the landfall trigger. I would assume, so that way it can block a Soulfire Grandmaster. Looks like Mark doesn't like this land.
Yeah, I think Kenny got his full arts altered or something like that because everyone keeps looking at them when.
I believe he got them off eBay. I think they're just like artwork. They're not on there. I think they're pressed on. I don't know if he had the head judge clear them or not. I'm unsure what happened. They look pretty neat, but they're not.
Go down and
they're not drawn on. They are like taped or glued or they're not taped, but
yeah.
But anyway, back to this.
So he didn't even play the land. He got a fetch land. So he pumped the Warden.
Yep.
And which seems odd to me.
No, I think he wants it to be like, next turn he can't level it, and then give it lifelink. Like if he goes fetch, make it a like 6/6 lifelink. I think that's.
Well, he's not gonna be able to level it and give it lifelink in the same turn.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
There's not a Lotus Cobra slashed.
Crackling Doom.
And so they're even.
Huh. Okay.
Which is fine. Okay. Well, I guess we get to
see that guy eat somebody unless Hornung has a fiery impulse.
Yeah.
Oh, or he can just block the outcast. That's fine. That's the safest play.
Yep.
But it does not alleviate the most amount of damage.
Yeah.
There looks like, is that like an impulse?
Yeah,
impulse. There it is. Yeah, that's the only way he makes that attack.
Yeah, and I think he's. I don't know.
I mean, he's not scooping him up, but he's dead.
Yeah, Mark's at 24, and it's just.
It doesn't matter what Mark's at. Eddie's too low. He can't. I don't think there's a series of draws like
Eddie's at 10, and
even
then
Runner Siege Rhino doesn't bring him back into this.
Yep.
Because he can't deal with that Manus Rider, and that's.
Yeah.
You have to also hope that Mark just has blanks in his hand, which it does not look like that is the case.
Yep.
Mark should be in commentary. We all know he didn't top 8. Yo, is Andy roasting me still on your Facebook?
Nah.
I know he messaged you.
Yeah. Probably because he didn't want you to see them.
Sure. I don't think any of the cares. Anyway, I forgot we're still on stream. Whoops. Yeah. So Eddie's just like in the tank trying to find a way out. Oh look, there's a Siege Run Apodops.
I mean, it's not a bad one.
It's not a bad one.
But I think we need to have like.
If Hornung has nothing, it's just a Manus Rider.
Well, it looks like Eddie's set up now. Like he can play that farce that he got off of Nissa. He can play the Siege Rhino. I think. Does he have 2 black? If he had a cut, or does Eddie not have?
He doesn't have a cut. He has Abzan Charm, Forest, Siege Rhino in hand.
Okay. Well, then this is bad for Eddie.
I think it's been bad for him.
I got tagged. You've no F's cosplay. Get out of here. Ugh. All right, so
But I think Eddie's going to probably have to try and stem the bleeding by charming that Mantis Rider. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like are there actually any sequences of cards that get him out of it?
He did have a sequence of cards if he had a
murderous cut.
If he had a murderous cut, so he could Rhino hold the fort and cut the Manus Rider, and just hope that Hornung doesn't have Crackling Doom.
Hornung has a lot. He has 3 cards in his hand, and he missed his 5th land drop.
Yeah, so he has all spells.
Yeah.
But they could be 4 spells. They could be more impulses, stuff like that.
Probably not.
And so Eddie's here just playing a 2/1 to block.
Wow.
Yeah.
He has. I think it probably has a counter.
Charm in his hand.
Yeah, but it probably has a counter on it from the retreat.
Yeah.
Or did he gain life? He might have gained life.
It looks like it has a counter on it because I see it die.
Because it did not flip.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, he's gonna so that's just gonna block the outcast, and Charm's gonna take care of the Manus Rider.
Yep.
And he trading with Soulfire alleviates a lot more damage.
Yep. So
and he just realizes that it's bad for him.
Maybe Hornung had Jeskai Charm.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because that would
not believe. I mean, you put him to 1.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, you can't do anything.
Yeah. All right. Sideboard. I think Hoffman brings in.
Hoffman being
And by Hoffman, I mean Hornung. Brings in Felidar Cub. Probably his second Dragon Master Outcast. Definitely the 2 dresses, because Eddie's deck is like very, very spell based, and he'll try and like crouch on those retreats. Let's see, a Painful Truce might be helpful, because he's just like doing nothing with enchantments. And I can do a good count here. Maybe a Dispel, because he'll definitely be bringing in cards like Surges.
No, I don't even think he's going to bring in the Feldar Cub. Like, Eddie played it that game, and it did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he might have to bring it in on the draw, but it's not good. I can see Mark bringing in, like, Dragon Master Outcast, Disdainful Stroke, Exert Influence, Valorous Stance, and the Painful Truce, and not even worrying about the rest.
I mean,
he needs a way to be able to just take some guys. It's just another removal spell, and the stance is actually going to be great when it's generally not excellent in these matches, especially since Eddie doesn't have Anafenza. But with Eddie having these retreats to pump his guys, the stance is going to be able to hit more things than it normally can, like being able to get an otherwise unblockable
Den Protector.
Den Protector out of the way is going to be huge for him. And like Eddie also has Oblivion Sowers.
Yeah, but I don't think Mark knows that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying he has more things that he can target than you would think.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and I think for Eddie, he has to bring in the Surges to fight these Mantis Riders. He's probably going to bring in a Tassiger. He might actually bring in Languish as well. And Murderous Cut, and that's. I mean, he also might bring in Painful Truth too, because if both players are trying to exchange resources on a 1-for-1 scale, like Painful Truth is going to be able to pull someone very far ahead. I also think that Mark will be favored because he has Jace to rebuy a lot of his spells.
Yeah, Jace seems like a really good card.
Yeah, and I don't know if Eddie's gonna. I think the white retreat is worse than the green retreat for him. Because the 1/1s don't do it. They don't protect against Crackling Doom. And
they don't block the Mantis Rider.
Right, and he doesn't have enough guys to give your team +1/+1 because he doesn't even have like Hangerback Walker or anything that makes multiple tokens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about all the retreats that he's playing.
Yeah, and the Obnixilis is playing with from experience. That guy's just too slow in this match to do anything. Like the Surges are fine, even though the only thing they really are going to get is Manus Rider. Some of these decks have like Dragonlord Silumgar out of the board, which is a great surge target. And I think he has to play Languish as well. So I think that also leads him to want to take out the token making retreat.
Just become a more control deck.
Yeah, and he might even take out the Enchantress Enabler. He might just take that out. He might just try and play big guys like Oblivion Sower, Siege Rhino, stuff like that. Try and take on a more controlling aspect and just play the control deck against Mark. Because I think he is better suited to play the control role than Hornung can, since Hornung's removal is a lot more situational than Eddie's.
Yep. All right. So we'll see if they agree with you. Looks like we're shuffling up for game 2. How significant is being on the play versus on the draw for a match like this?
I mean, I think it's extremely significant for Hornung. I don't think it's as significant for Eddie, especially if he's trying to make these.
Starts at 3.
Yeah, if he's trying to make these changes, like if he does bring in the Languish and he does try and take the controlling role, he doesn't need to get ahead to play these Enchantresses on turn 2 unimpeded.
Okay.
So I think it matters for Hornung. I think Hornung is in not a bad spot, but it is obviously worse for him to be on the draw than it is for Eddie.
All right, see you, Adam. Thanks for sticking around. Remember, you still got a pack here and 4 explosive vegetations from Onslaught coming your way. All right, we got the game started here with a Windswept Heath and a Flooded Strand fetching their respective lanes.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if Eddie has his grizzly bear.
I can see a rhino in his hand.
Yep, but second land.
Yep, just go. Yeah, I think he's
probably on that plan. He's probably taking out the wardens too, but it might be possible you leave that in because it's just something that.
Hey, but Jace,
happened. There we go. We got the ultimate price. Even the ultimate price does not kill Mana Strider. It kills everything else in the deck. It kills Outcast, Tassiger, Soulfires, Jace. So I think Eddie's just gonna have to take the control role and try and get there, and
I think if
Rhino trample him out. And it looks like that's what he's doing.
Yep. And he can also I think that's a cut in his hand.
Does he have a cut in his deck?
He has one cut.
He has one on the board too.
Yeah, there's another one on the board.
Okay.
Did he play a Philidor cover guy or?
I think he played a Mantis Rider and it met something.
No, because that's a swamp in play.
Oh.
So he probably just played a Soulfire Grandmaster.
And then a tap lane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He played a Grizzly Bear that died, and then, And I think Eddie's just trying to keep the board clear, not let Mark gain any sort of traction.
Yep.
To let him try and tempo
Rhino
Rhino on an empty board is still good, folks.
Yep.
Still good.
It was good since Comstark here. Oh,
it's good in Modern.
It's good now.
It's good when
look at that. Goes away, comes right back. Still excellent.
Boom, crash. Rhino count 1. We had a mirror match between Tappan and Jack. And
Rhino count was at 8.
Rhino count was at 8.
In one match? One game?
In one game.
Wow.
And if it went to 10, we were going to give away a playset of Siege Rhinos.
That's a lot of Siege Rhinos.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a lot.
Yeah, it involves 2 Den Protectors.
That involves a Den Protector on each side, And that also means that your Rhino couldn't have been Abzan charmed or
this
killed.
This is Galvin. Who let Kenny on the mic?
I don't know. I think Kenny's been
he's doing great. Like
professional.
Enough.
Yeah.
Professional enough.
But there were a couple
All right, so now we have a Mantis Rider from Mark.
Yep. I mean, which is okay, sure.
Great.
Negate part of your part of your thing.
Now if Eddie has a second Rhino here, it's gonna be pretty he does nothing. So maybe he just has a removal spell here. He has Abzan Charm.
He can also have Disdainful Strokes like in his board if.
Yeah, I can't imagine Eddie would bring in Disdainful Strokes.
Yeah, there's nothing. I don't think there's
any counters. Dig Through Time and Tassiger.
I was thinking it was like Negate or whatever.
Yeah, because Dig Through Time doesn't advance the board, and Tassiger is easy enough to deal with his removal spells. He doesn't.
Especially since he brought in that ultimate price, which I was on the fence about, but obviously Eddie feels that Jace is a big enough threat where he just needs to keep that board clear, and he needs something to do on turn 2 if he took out his Grizzly Bears.
Mark at 11, Eddie at 15 with... I really wish we could see what was in his hand.
We got an Exert Influence. That is not good for Eddie.
So is that it counts power, right?
It counts power. So if Eddie has an Abzan Charm here, you can counter that Exert Influence by putting counters on the Siege Rhino, because then it'll put its power up to 6. And Exert Influence will not be able to take it. It looks like that is not the case. And Exert Influence has switched sides. We have a traitorous Rhino.
This is not good for our hero.
And then he cracks Blighted... wooded, whatever.
Blighted Woodland.
Yep, he's just trying to mana ramp here, so he can probably get to a spot where he can play 2 spells in a turn.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big one. Is being able to play 2.
Nissa, get a forest,
Nissa
flip it, draw cards.
Yep.
Maybe he can Utter End or play Retreat then because he does 7 and go 4.
Yeah, makes sense.
But that taking that Rhino was really good at the one of Exert Influence. Oh man, is Oblivion Silver 5/8?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Hornan
can never exert for 5. You don't have green in his deck.
Oh right, but it is a 5/8.
Yeah. It's just like control your old draw.
Eddie has an Abzan Charm.
Yep, he's probably he should have main phase exiled his own Rhinopotopus, but Rhinodopolis. And, yeah, it crashed at Eddie's face hole.
Yeah, that exert really turned the game around.
Yep, that's the reason you brought it in. So I think Hornon is probably packing this way. Like if he has counter spells, any way to interact. Or a Dragon Master Outcast?
Yep.
This game's gonna
Dragon
be
Master
rough.
Outcast is pretty good.
Especially when he has 6 lands in play.
And
then look at Tassiger.
And a Tassiger with an activation available. There's one card in hand. That's
it leaves the exert influence.
Yeah, it's like
he's gonna bury him. And I don't know what he's charming here. Is he charming the Tassiger?
I would probably charm the Tassiger.
Is he just Night's Whispering?
Oh, I think he's
Night's Whispering to try and draw Languish.
Yeah, but that doesn't even
still he goes to
he dies. There's 4 5s.
Yeah. I mean, but they could be Languish with a cut.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, I know.
He does
it's
not
like
have a
Languish
choice.
with a cut, or does he play Tasker? If he brought Tasker in.
All right, so work with me here. He has to draw 3 Surge of Righteousness.
I mean, Surge is also a good one. He can Languish into Surge.
Yeah.
That's another good one because that'll leave him alive.
Yeah.
There's the Oblivion Sower, which
it gets a lot of lands,
it will get a lot of lands because Hornog exiled a bunch.
but
So I guess that's another line: is get enough lands to then Languish or other removal spell or something like that.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's a blocker, but he's tapped out, so he has.
Well, yeah, but he's getting lands.
I mean,
It's not as backbreaking without the retreat.
Yeah, it's awkwardly fetch lands.
yeah, and so Plains gets.
I mean, he got 6. He got 5 lands. That wasn't terrible.
Yeah, but he has to go to 1
Yeah, he
to
has to
get
go to
it.
1.
Look, we're trying to play for fun here. We're talking about his outs, not if they're going to keep him
All
alive.
right, work with me here. They reprint Lotus Cobra. And
Yo. And he's got a fetch line in his hand, too. I think he has a second Rhino, but I think the problem might be...
He'll die casting it.
No, he may not be able to fetch lands that cast it
Yeah, that
off of these lands.
Yeah, he's got 3 Canopy Vistas, which is fine.
Okay.
His Bloodstained Mire can get a Swamp. No, that's the Swamp.
There's 2 swamps to play or 1
he
swamp.
plays.
Is it Smoldering
He plays
Marsh?
4 swamps.
Okay, so it's possible he can get a swamp.
Yeah.
So he can get the Canopy Vistas off the Flooded
Oh my
Strands.
God.
So he can play a Rhino.
Yep.
So he
And
can go
then-
to 2 up to 5
Yep.
and hope that he has an answer to the Mantis Rider because he's still alive this turn.
Yeah, because then he goes.
But
to
he
1.
also has to deal with the 5/5 that comes
Yeah,
off. And
Well, I mean, all right, yeah. Eddie. Right now, Eddie's just trying to tread water and make it to the next turn. He's just trying to make it to his untap step, and I think
Eddie's doing a lot of cool things right now. They may not win him the game, but damn it.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
He's kind of back
See,
into
look,
this
find
corner.
everything. Perfect. Yeah, you fetch the ones you know are in your deck first, so you know the other ones will hit. But it still doesn't look good for our hero. So he's at.
Does Eddie have Silk Wraps in his deck too?
Eddie does not.
no, he doesn't have any of the super cheap removal.
No,
That's really interesting, since he especially has this Herald of the Pantheon.
yeah, which we haven't seen any game he's been on.
Well, it definitely is out of his deck by now.
Yeah, it's definitely out. But I mean, it seems odd that that's not in his deck or Stasis Snare or something.
Yeah, I feel like he could. I feel like he
Languish.
could.
All right, so he got the Languish.
I feel like he could cut the
So,
retreats down to
he's-
3 ofs and then.
He's still dead unless he has a thing.
Unless he has Surge.
Unless he has Surge.
Because Surge can kill either creature.
But it can't
if
be
the Hornung
cut
doesn't-
because he doesn't have a Sunken Hollow.
Yeah, but he has a swamp. Oh, okay.
It has to be he has 2 Flooded Strands up.
Oh, could he only get the 2 black for Languish, and he couldn't get 1 more black for?
It's possible.
Yeah.
So he has to have. He's on Surge or Bust, and that
And
looks like not
lands in
Surge.
hand. Yeah, I
He
saw
has
2
a Wooded
fit.
Foothills and
Yeah.
a Rhino. I'm pretty sure. And I
think
that-
Yeah, his out
Wooded
was.
Foothills, Old
Horn-
Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath.
Yeah, his out was
Yep.
Hornung not attacking.
Yep, here you can
Yeah.
have your lands back. I'm dead.
All right. Congrats to Hornung, because I'm pretty sure he's locked for
Yep,
top 8.
Hornung
Yeah,
is
he's
now
in.
locked
He had a
up.
draw. Right now he is X11.
Yeah, this will be 13 points.
Yeah.
So all the 13. So that's the top. Or no, I guess there's.
The next match is the one that was playing next to Hornung, which was Sean Tappan and Jesse. I'm not sure what his name is, so that was
okay.
Abzan aggro with Tappan against Jesse playing Esper tokens
All right.
style deck. So
All right, yeah. Well, we will be back to announce the top 8, and then you guys can try and guess to win your set of Nephilim.
Ooh.
Nephilim.
One of each Nephilim.
FD dubs.
All right, so we'll be back in
All
a
right,
little.
Modern Tribal. We